What's up, friends? It is a Friday edition of a Daily Dub, and we've got another kind of fun topic, a quick topic, won't take us too terribly long. And today, the question comes from NMRed21, which is, what are my top 5 favorite, the way it was phrased, Hot Toys head sculpts? I'm just going to use 6 scale in general. Head sculpts, my top 5 favorite, and they're going to be the one, I have to own it. So my 5 favorite 6 scale head sculpts that I own, and this will include 2 companies that are not Hot Toys. And what I'm going to do is, some of these I have pretty good headshots of, but I'm just going to flash the headshot from the promo images so that you can see those rather than getting out the DSLR and doing a backdrop and all that. So coming in at number 5, my 5th favorite 6 scale head sculpt I own. You're going to see a lot of this is recent. In fact, all of it are within the last 14, 15 months. That shouldn't be surprising just because of how good people are getting at this stuff. When you're talking about head sculpts or articulation schemes or things like that, the recent stuff is almost always going to be better just because we get better at things. So it shouldn't be surprising. So number 5 is from 3-0 from the Game of Thrones line. I think it is the most recent figure that they've released, either this one or Arya, but it is the White Walker head sculpt. And you're going to see I have a couple on here that are probably easier to do for companies because they're not human complexion. And I think the more monster, face paint, whatever, that world of stuff, it's probably easier for the artist because you're not having to capture complexion and imperfections in the skin and things like that. You're able to actually mock it up the way it's supposed to be. So the 3-0 White Walker head sculpt is it's perfect. I really hope that they'll release a Night King because this is just like the actual White Walker, like the one that Jon would have fought at Hardhome, I guess. All the different indents in the skin, the complexion, the eyes are just top shelf. And that continues throughout the whole sculpt of the body because the alternate appearance, if you got the deluxe, you can take all his clothes off and have him just in like a shorts, and all the body has all that sculpting in detail. So it's really good. That's my number 5. Number 4, my most recent Hot Toys that has arrived, Hot Toys Aquaman from Justice League. This head sculpt is outstanding. I was completely blown away. To be honest, I didn't even remember what this thing was going to look like because the Justice League pre-orders have taken so long. And I think I have Flash coming here in the next week or 2. Cyborg's never been announced. Superman is who knows when. Regular Batman is who knows when. But this Aquaman with the hair and the eyes, again, the face, just really top-notch. I venture they'll probably use the same basic sculpt on the Aquaman movie version that's coming out later in the year, or 2 years from now, for all we know. I have seen some really cool versions, customs of this head sculpt that have like wet hair and that kind of effect. But I think this is an amazing head sculpt. Number 3, the most recent Asmus Toys release from the Lord of the Rings line, the Arwen figure. And I kind of pre-ordered this sight unseen. I was late into the Asmus Toys 6 scale game. I think the first one I picked up would have been at Dragon Con last year when I picked up Gandalf the Grey. And I don't encounter them. You don't see them in stores very often. And a lot of them I've missed, even though I've been trying now to go back and fill in the gaps. I'm probably up to like 6 or 7 of them by now. But the Arwen is unbelievable. And the promo picture that I'm showing you, or have already shown you, doesn't do it justice. It looks even better in person. And it's, I think, the first head sculpt I've encountered that has both rooted hair for her back and her braids and like her tendrils, but then sculpted hair on top, which is good because the top hair is the stuff that always gets all over the place and you don't know what to do with it. And it's keeping the rooted hair in place. Fantastic. I really love that Asmus figure. Number 2, Hot Toys Yondu. And that falls into the same world as the White Walker, the blue face, the mohawk, all of that just looks so good. And I know Yondu was on many folks' figure of the year list. In fact, probably was the figure of the year for some folks last year. I don't think I kept him on my list, and it's only because I forgot about him because when I was making the list, because he was a very early release, and he is just top level. I don't know. I think he's going for a pretty penny in the aftermarket now. It makes me believe that the Nebula that's coming out from Hot Toys here in the next year or so will also be top notch. Just because I think it's easier for them to do it with actual painted skin. My number one should be not really a surprise if you follow my channel. You know the things I like. From Thor Ragnarok, the Hot Toys Hela. This figure was unbelievable. Was one of my very favorite figures last year. Yes, we wish she had a seamless body and not the joints in her shoulders. But at the same time, some people don't wish they had a seamless body because sometimes those are damaged. I personally wish it had the seamless body like the training Wonder Woman does because that's an excellent figure. But her face is perfect. Do I also wish it had the same level of quality but like with her hair head sculpt and not the, whatever you call that, the horns? Sure. But all of that would have made that figure even more expensive, $100 more expensive. Now, if they had released the deluxe version and all that, I would have bought it. But that, just because it doesn't have two more amazing things you wish it had, doesn't make it any less amazing. And this head sculpt is perfect. I think it looks just like her. I love that movie so much. I loved her as a villain so much. And I just think it really captures the essence of Hela. And, what you got going over there? Who's over there? Seductive Steve? Steve, was that a safety?
No, sorry.
Oh! Steve's come to visit. You know what that means for Dub Life, right? Touch it. Anyway, that's my list. I hope you enjoyed it. We have a lot of things planned over the weekend. I still got to work, so Steve's playing arcade until I get done with the workday. But anyway, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to give you a squeeze it. Talk to you tomorrow.